Hi, my name is Claire Fulham and I'm the founder of Remi and I'm a practicing trichologist. In 2016, I lost 90% of my own hair in 5 weeks due to alopecia areata. And that journey is exactly why Remi exists. I built this scalp first brand with real actives, real testing for real people. So professionals like you have something worth recommending with full confidence. Today, I want to walk you through the entire Remi range. So who's it for, what's in it, and how to recommend it correctly. Remi stands for proactive scalpology. That means treating the scalp before there's a problem, not just after. Every formula is vegan, cruelty-free, dermatologically tested, and made here in Ireland. We don't bring a product to market unless it outperforms what's currently out there for the customer. And that is so important to me as a founder. And it's the standard that I want you to feel confident while recommending it. Before we get started on the products, I want to make one thing really clear. We are not just another hair care brand. We are a scalp care brand. So I suppose a skincare brand. Hair care is the cosmetic fix, whereas scalp care and Remi is a scientific fix. We're going to start here. So this is the product that everything else in Remi is built around. This is Bye Bye Build Up. This is our weekly scalp exfoliator and honestly, our hero product. It has a triple acid solution. So glycolic, salicylic, lactic acid. You're going to use it once a week on a dry scalp before you shampoo. It lifts away dead skin cells, bacteria, sweat, pollution, product buildup that can lay on the scalp and over time create buildup. And that's where you're going to get blocked follicles. But here's the bit that matters most. Every other product in the Remi range is going to perform better once the scalp has been exfoliated. So this is going to improve the efficacy of anything else your customer puts on their scalp. Built on an allergen-free fragrance for those really tricky scalps, you can be very, very confident that Bye Bye Build Up, unlike other scalp exfoliators, won't interrupt that pH too much. It won't exacerbate conditions. It won't erupt psoriasis or seborrheic dermatitis. In fact, it will ease and relieve it. This is for everybody with a scalp. Like all of our Remi range, this is safe for children over 3. So if you've got some tricky cradle caps still hanging around, this is great for it. It's also safe for breastfeeding women and pregnant women. A lot of pregnant women will avoid salicylic acid, but this has been made according to European law, which the amount of salicylic acid is safe. So great news. So no matter your customer's concern, whether that's psoriasis, seborrheic dermatitis, cradle cap, or any type of hair loss, everyone that owns a scalp should be exfoliating their scalps at least once a week. Now to the product that your customer will definitely recognize. Shampoo. We have 2 energizing shampoos within the Remi range, and who you're going to recommend them to is exactly that. Who? What stage of their life are they in? The Spark. It has been formulated for women pre-menopausal age. So women in their 20s on GLP-1s, women in their 30s having babies, women in their early 40s dealing with stress, with that temporary hair loss. They should be using the Spark. It's powered by rosemary, cucumber, caffeine, ingredients that boost circulation but keep the scalp calm and balanced. And you can use this every wash. The Spark is also fantastic for people who have fine hair their entire life. We're not promising that we're going to grow more hair, we're not, but we're going to really make sure that we're looking after that scalp so they can benefit from as much hair growth as they possibly can. Next up is the Defender. The Defender is for every man you have ever met in your life. And also for every woman that's gone through perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopause. It has the same gorgeous base as a Spark, so all of those lovely energizing ingredients. But the difference is this guy is full of DHT blockers. So green tea, saw palmetto, and they will really target that DHT. So if your client mentions any sort of hormonal change and you know the age group that they're in, or again, every man you've ever met in your life, they should be using the Defender as much as they can. What is DHT? So DHT is a testosterone hormone, and DHT will sit at the foot of the follicle and not allow all of the gorgeous nutrients, hormones, and oxygen into the follicle. So eventually the follicle starts to shrink and miniaturize and get smaller. And that is what androgenetic alopecia is. Okay, so every single man you've ever met in your life, but also those women going through perimenopause, menopause, and are postmenopause, they need those DHT blockers within their products. But also you have women who are recognizing signs of DHT loss in their 20s and 30s as well. So women with PMOS, endometriosis, any reproductive issue, or very heavy periods, we will tend to see that profile of high androgens within their blood. So please recommend the Defender for anyone in that bracket too. Both the Spark and the Defender are gentle enough for daily use if that's the way people care for their scalp and their hair. So it's not the scalp that you're worried about this time, it's the hormonal profile of the person in front of you. Alongside our exfoliator, there is a second weekly step. This is the Magnet, our detox shampoo. It contains infused charcoal. So when you pop it into the hand, it's black, but please don't worry. What that's going to do is pull some of the impurities out of the hair. What impurities are in our hair? Anything you can see or smell in the air builds up like a fabric within the hair. So if we don't remove that every single week, that hair will get stiffer and stiffer and way more prone to breakage. So while Bye Bye Buildup is purifying the scalp, we are purifying the hair with the Magnet. I would recommend using them together so they have their everything shower once a week and they would pull all of those impurities out of the scalp and out of the hair. I would absolutely recommend using this before a color visit to the salon. It's like giving yourself a big exfoliation before a spray tan, making sure that your stylist will get an even distribution of color or an even distribution of lift is very, very important. So if you're a color stylist, make sure that you're recommending the Magnet once a week or definitely before they visit you next. Last but not least, we move on to our scalp serums. This is where we start to see real strength, real density, and real positive change. Daily Anchor. This is our morning scalp serum. It contains biotin, caffeine, and gorgeous lactic acid. A daily leave-in water-based scalp serum that strengthens the hair follicle. But very importantly, it doesn't weigh it down. This is ideal for clients that are coloring their hair, using heat regularly, or maybe relying on hair extensions. Most people, when they think of strengthening the hair, they will try to do it this way, but this is long dead, okay? So trying to actually penetrate the follicle and swell the hair bulb, the stronger and the bigger those anchors are, okay, the stronger and the bigger the ship can be. But without that, you will absolutely lose strength within the hair over time. If you want to color it, if you want to wear hair extensions, if you want to use heat regularly, you need as much strong hair as possible. Density Drop is an overnight scalp serum used every single night. It contains rosemary extract, vitamin E, copper peptides, and a unique anti-grey complex. This, of course, supports density and slows down visible signs of aging on the scalp, all while your client sleeps. This is the one to recommend when density and loss and thinning are a concern. But also, if you have that client which is 30%, 40%, 50% grey, their hairs are 50% smaller now that they don't have any natural pigment within them. So Density Drop will swell those. After the age of 30 in a woman, her density starts to drop, and unfortunately 20 in a man. So getting into proactive routines with scalp serums is a really, really positive thing to do for people to pick up throughout their life. Because when I meet them when they're in their 50s and 60s, if they don't have a scalp care routine, it's very difficult for me to recover their hair. But if they're in good habits throughout their life, it's so much easier. What I love about Density Drop is it can be added into someone's skincare routine. So most people have a good skincare routine every night. So slot that in alongside their skincare routine and they will absolutely see these gorgeous, positive, fuller results. One of the pressing questions that you will absolutely get asked when talking about Remi is, will it leave my scalp greasy and oily? Okay, especially when you're talking about the serums. And no, they are water-based serums. So better absorption, but also will not leave a residue in the scalp and the hair, and it will not ruin blow dries. Why you would use these together is there's no point in having loads of fragile hair. You need loads of hair, thanks to Density Drop, but you need loads of strong hair, and strength is what Daily Anchor brings. So using these together, if your client is serious about scalp health, this is where you get the results. But you won't see the results without the help of the other products within Remi. So Daily Anchor and Density Drop are probably the most powerful products within the routine, but they need Bye Bye Buildup and the shampoos to do their job efficiently. So here's how I want you to think about it. Start every routine, every client with bye-bye build-up. That is always step one. And then you move them on to a shampoo. Depending on their hormonal profile, you're gonna go Spark or you're gonna go Defender. The Magnet shampoo is a deeper weekly reset. And the two serums, morning and night, are the daily treatment layer that drives real results. That is the full Remi range, all 6 products and one goal: scalp first. Remi is an education first brand. Please reach out to us, whether that's an Instagram, an email, a phone call. Please reach out. You are our clients too. We want to make sure that you're confident when recommending our products. So please stay in touch. Any questions, just shout. And thank you so much for stocking Remi.